It's a very structured GR team. What you see from them tonight just made it tough to try and get anything through.
Yeah, they tight checking for them. That we didn't have much room. It felt like, and yeah, you obviously see they're top of the league, and and the combination that we just weren't that good. I think we were sloppy with the puck. Um, the first goal is turnover, breakdown, and then just snowballed from there. So really no excuses. Combination, that's a really good team, and we played poorly.
After a tough homestand, is it going to be nice to just kind of get away for a couple of road games and maybe get rid of some distraction just getting on the road?
Yeah. Looking forward to getting out of town, resetting. We got to learn quickly. We're playing a team that just beat us, in Texas, in a tough place to play. So we'll regroup and have a productive road trip.
Obviously, a couple injuries, Lardis out with illness today, but a couple of different looks on the power play. What do you see from a couple of guys? Of course, Engelbert getting that power play goal, but what do you see from mixing up those units a bit?
Yeah, it gives guys opportunities. Obviously, I think not just power play. I was really every area of our game. We got to be a lot better. We got exposed tonight. We have lengthy 5-on-3, and I don't know if it's the guys are gripping their sticks a little too tight. They know they got to be better. It was nice to get one. I guess if there's one silver lining, but I know guys aren't satisfied. We're not satisfied. We know we got to take steps right away.
And I know leading up to the game you were talking about, you were very happy with the compete and the progress and process over results. Tonight, did you see maybe a little bit of frustration creeping with the guys that knowing over the last handful of games they were playing well but not getting the results?
Yeah, it's tough to find. It felt like we were chasing it all game. I don't question the guys, want to, but we were incredibly sloppy. And the combination, like I said, they took away time and space. It was probably a game where I don't think it was our best compete game. Really, in all areas, we got outworked.
Seemed like it was a tough one for Kevin after I asked you a lot about him this morning. How would you assess how he played?
Korchinski?
Yeah.
Oh, not just him. Yeah, I mean, he has a high bar for himself. It wasn't just Kevin. I know. You look to him first. He's got a high. He's a high prospect. You'd be the first to admit he's got to be better. But I think all of us, coaches included, we got to do a heck of a lot better.
All right, very tough Grand Rapids team, very strong structurally. What do you see from them tonight that just made it tough for you guys to generate a lot of looks?
Yeah, obviously they're an older team. A lot of guys that have played a lot of NHL games. But I think it's just a little bit more about ourselves. Like we just gotta stick to our game a little bit more. It's tough, when they're have a couple good ozone shifts. You gotta kind of let those ones go and get back to your game and kind of create your own offense. But it's hard when you're playing a team that plays a good structural game. But I think it's more about looking forward and towards Texas and gearing up for a big weekend.
You have obviously a lot of experience, but what do you say maybe some of these younger guys and throughout the homestand, been talking about some really good progress and the process is there, but just the outcome's not coming. How do you make sure that some of those younger guys aren't getting frustrated with the results not necessarily coming at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially in the American League, there's a lot of changes, guys going up, guys going down. So I think, you kind of got to, take, what you kind of learn from past years. And, we've went through this before. A lot of the guys, that have played in the American League for a long time, where it's up and down, times where, you're right there. It's, one shot away from a goal and a different game and a different outlook. But just trying to stay positive and stick with it, our plan and what we've been teaching and what we've been preaching. So I think it's just about kind of sticking with our program and sticking with what Nighty's talking about, because it's gonna come, especially when you play the right way. It doesn't always go the way you want it in games, but if you stick with the right process, and the outcome will come.